In 2024, we saved over $500 in the first 2 months of the year toward our house savings. And unfortunately, we are now starting over. We use that money for an unexpected expense, which we don't normally do. I'll be honest, we normally save money earmarked for certain things and then never touch it. It never gets used for anything else. And that's how I've been ever since we had our first emergency fund funded. And I just don't like to pull money from things when it's not earmarked for that. However, this time it happened, so we are starting over with our house savings fund for the year of 2024. So today, on the first Transfer Tuesday of March of the third month of the year, we are going to be starting over with our house savings for this year. That does put us significantly behind on our plan to save up $10,000 in this account for the year. So we're starting at 0 in March, and we have basically the rest of the year to kind of try and hit that goal, which means we are obviously behind. But it happens. Sometimes you have to use money for other things. Sometimes you just get knocked down by life. Sometimes you change your mind. There's so many different reasons why you might start over, and whatever the reason is, you just have to accept that it happens sometimes and then go from there. So today we're starting over at 0 with that particular goal, and it's also giving me a chance to have a fresh start kind of with Transfer Tuesday and my financial goals in general. I've decided to change things up a little bit, and basically I use Transfer Tuesday to kind of check in with my big financial goals and make sure that I'm putting money toward those goals each week so that at least something is going toward those goals. Basically, I started it with $5 going toward my debt repayment years ago, and it's been very helpful for achieving goals since then. And it's usually for things that are big goals, like saving up a down payment. And I'll be honest, I haven't been feeling very motivated on my Transfer Tuesday videos or just in general with my financial goals for this year. There's something about this year and what I've been doing that has not been resonating with me. It's not been exciting for me, and I've honestly wanted to quit doing them in general. I just wanted to step away, and then this event where we used our savings for something else has given me a chance to kind of reevaluate what I've been doing, what I actually want to achieve. Like, what is my biggest goal? I had some time on my recent trip to think about this and think about what is the biggest goal that I want to achieve, both for my family and to show on the channel. And honestly, it is buying a house. It is giving our family more space, giving us the things we need. There's a lot of things about our house that we are okay with, but we would love to change and have a better situation for us, specifically in our stage of life now and in the next few years, and especially when my kids get bigger. So I am going to be focusing 100% on the house savings. This was the opposite of what I've been doing the last few weeks, and I think that is why I've been so unmotivated, is because I kind of changed it up and I was funding my Roth IRA and some other stuff. And while that was a smart decision and logical, I realized that it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I want to be putting us in a much better position to buy a house sooner, and a better house than we could possibly imagine, hopefully. Fingers crossed, we'll see. So all of this is just giving me a chance to kind of reset, to start over monetarily wise. We're starting at 0 today, 0, 0, 0. And we're also starting over how we are achieving our goals this year. So as for now, I'm actually not going to be tracking my Roth IRA on the Tuesday videos anymore. I've just set up an automated amount to go into that every single week. It's going to just go in. It's going to fund it for the year. It's going to be great. So that's set. We're done. I've set that up. It's going to work. It's going to happen. That goal will be achieved. That was one of our other big financial goals for the year. And honestly, I just don't want to talk about it every single week, saying the same basic things. So I want to focus on the house savings 100% on these videos, because that's the big goal, and that's the one that we can throw money at and kind of see it pile up, and there's no cap on it. So we could save $10,000 this year or more. I could maybe have an amazing year. I think if I just focus, I'm going to be a lot happier. So we're going to be focusing on one goal right now. It just felt like a good time. Like, spring is happening. We're about to change the clocks. We're about to have a whole new season. And in this new season, I really, really want to focus on our house savings, our house down payment savings. And I'm really excited about it. Once I made this switch in my mind and decided to do this, I have felt so great. So that's the big news. We are changing our goals. I've changed the goals on this channel a million times because of course you have different goals and sometimes some take priority over others. That's okay too. Right now I am changing the priority based on what will motivate me the most, what will encourage me to work harder, what will encourage me to make more money, what will encourage me to save more money. Honestly, I am not as motivated to cut back on things when I'm just putting money into a Roth IRA, but if I'm putting money into a house savings fund that will eventually get me the house I want, that's a little more motivating for me personally. So that's kind of the thought process behind why I have chosen to do this at this time. I'm also taking this opportunity to start a new account. I've mentioned this a couple times, but every year, basically, I want to try a different account or a different bank, or even every 6 months. But basically, I'm trying to cycle through all of the best accounts and the best recommended places. So I am going to be starting a new cash account. It's a cash account, not a typical high yield savings account, but I'm going to be starting a cash account at Wealthfront, and I am going to be getting at least 5% interest. And if anyone signs up using my link, I will be getting 5.5% as my rate. So that's very exciting. I'm going to be earning a little bit extra money on the money I'm putting in here so that it can hopefully snowball faster and that we can get this house down payment savings fund as big as possible, as quickly as possible. So that's kind of why I switched over to Wealthfront. I have been using Ally and Capital One, and they have great rates and a lot of great features, and I highly recommend both of them, but I also just want a little bit extra so that I can get to my goals faster. So I did open the Wealthfront account this week, and I started at zero, like I said, and I did put in a $25 transfer from my regular account to Wealthfront. So our total amount this week saved up in the 2024 house savings is a total of $25. So yeah, that feels really kind of bad starting over from the beginning. And when I look back at the beginning of January, I have it on my paper here, it basically started at $25 as well. So I'm basically repeating the first transfer of the year here again in March, but with an entirely different attitude and plan for what we're doing with this account. So I am pretty excited about how motivated I feel right now versus how I've been feeling the last couple weeks and months. So hopefully this is the change I need to carry me over and to get me to actually accomplish my goals. So that's it for me today. Comment club, if you watched this far, type down below start fresh, because I feel like I'm not actually starting over. I'm just starting fresh in a new place with a new mindset, and I think that's going to serve us really well here. I would love to know if you've done anything for Transfer Tuesday or how you are making progress on your goals. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next week as we work on this goal together and eventually get us into a new house.